Okay, so with your dog that's barking, we've now got a positive interrupter, which means that if your dog's down the garden, you can clap your hands 3 times, and they know that there's a reinforcer in the bank for them. Chances are they're going to come and get it if they've been paid well enough for that behaviour, or the food was good enough for it. So they will probably head towards you if you've repeated that exercise many, many times. And again, you practice this exercise without the distraction of the real case environmental stimulus, such as the neighbours walking past or something. Okay, so we've also got the dog can do its own position after they've done a certain amount of bark. So they bark 3 times, adopt a down position, and then you can release them with your OK word that you've trained separately. Okay, so this is another way you can train your dog. If you've got them on a lead, or you're in a training class situation, or perhaps out on the street and you've got your dog on a lead, and they start to bark, you can again stick to your 3 bark policy if you want to, and ideally, if you're out on the street, you don't want your dog barking at anybody. You want to habituate them to any other people and dogs in the environment unless they're off their leads. And so we'd like to be able to ask the dog to be quiet. So we think of a word. So you can say, quiet please. Okay, so this is how you can do it. You're going to have one particular treat for this exercise. So I would say something like squeezy cheese or liver paste in a tube, which you can get from pet shops, is a really good idea. Because the natural licking mechanism will bring around a calm response from the body and bring about some feel-good chemistry in their blood, and the dog will naturally feel calmer. By choice, the dog would rather feel calm than uptight, frustrated or anxious, so it takes a little while for them to realise that there is a choice in those situations, but if we teach them these choices, then they will usually choose to do what's appropriate for us. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So the dog's kicking off, barking and going bonkers on the end of the lead. Bark, 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 bark. Quiet please. Put a treat on the nose, there's your sticky paste. Count to 5. Good. And then you can praise them for being quiet. Okay, so it looks like this. Woof, woof, woof. Quiet please. Good. Okay. And you could also, if the dog was standing up, obviously, if you wanted to, you could ask them to sit as well. They're probably less likely to continue to bark if they're in the sit position, but you could bring that in after you've taught them the quiet please word. Okay, so don't wait to be in a busy environment where there's lots of other people about and lots of distracting things. Try it in a quiet environment where you might come across just 1 or 2 people at a distance, so that the dog's still in a mental state and can cope, and they haven't become so emotional that they're not thinking at all. So you'll have much more success that way. But these behaviours really need to be trained at home in a less distracting environment, so that your dog is set up for a successful training session. Okay. Very good. Now another sweet. Well done. Good. Well done.